Hello and welcome back to another video. We haven't really done one of these informational videos in a while, but today we're talking about SD Gundam Battle Alliance and the update that just came out for it. Uh,
It's the first DLC
First
that
DLC
came
pack,
out.
yeah, and the EX missions.
Yeah. So yeah, we're just gonna give our take on it. It's like, eh, I mean, a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, uh,
Well, some good stuff. Should keep us, it'll keep you busy.
yeah. The first thing is you don't, if you open up the game and you don't see the DLC, you have to go back and manually download it. It doesn't just automatically download, which it kind of sucks, but hey, you're getting a DLC.
Yeah. Like the one thing that the DLC confirms is you're gonna get Phoenix Gundam. And guys, I am not talking about Phoenix Gundam, not Phoenix Unicorn. I'm talking about Phoenix Gundam from SDG Generation.
That's the free update.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the free update, but yeah, as my nephew said, you got to go back to the PlayStation Store and download. Like, I, I think it was just like some link issues with the store in the game because when I tried to do it with the main menu of the game where it says PlayStation Store, it wouldn't let me access it. So yeah, just close the game, go to PlayStation Store, just download. As long as you have the Battle Pass, it's gonna be considered free, so it'll just straight up download. Shouldn't take that long.
Yeah, like you actually have to manually download it. I think it's just the first update, or the first DLC, so we don't know what's gonna happen with the next one. But this DLC gives you two other missions, or two new missions, which will give you a Gundam in each one, or a new mobile suit, my bad. The first one, technically, is the Cursed Treasure, which will give you Age 3. Oh my god, this mission gave me a headache. Um, I don't
Uh,
I don't like fighting mobile armors. And okay, before we do anything, spoiler warnings for those who haven't seen these yet, or watched it or anything like that,
I saw the previews, but yeah,
or saw the previews. Uh, this one, technically, there are four main mobile armors that you have to fight. Three being Hashmal, and then the last one being the black wingsuit. I forgot the name of it, but it's pretty
it's
irritating.
for yeah, it's from Gundam Age.
Yeah, it is from
So
Gundam
yeah,
Age.
it's stupid. Like, I'm not gonna lie, everybody like using beam, but if you guys don't have Piercer, yeah, the mobile armors are literally just gonna half your freaking damage. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I,
it gets bad.
I'd very much for the Cursed Treasure to bring a physical type because their guard cut rate isn't as much. Technically, yeah, their cut rate of damage isn't as much for physical as it is as for beam. In this mission, there technically, like I said, there's four mobile armors. There's an optional one another Hashmal that you can fight, where you get I think it was Juliet Gundam, and then the pilot for Bale in his older mobile suit, rather than it being Bale. I think normal mode I think is level 25, but hard mode is level 81 for both of the DLCs.
Yeah,
And the
they.
hard sorry.
So yeah, for the update, they do clarify that we are now able to get up to level 90,
Mhm.
both pilot and mobile suit. But to get the breaks, the materials to break your mobile suit to level 90, you have to finish all missions, excluding chaos missions, on hard mode.
Which will give you
So
the
you can get
EX missions.
yeah, which will then drop you the break materials, but they usually just drop one.
They don't drop a lot. Like you're gonna have to do the EX missions over and over again. But before we get into that, we gotta go back to the DLCs. um Cursed Treasure, like I said, age H3 comes in there. He's really he does a lot of combos. They made him an all rounder, but he's really more like he's
Infighter.
he's more towards an infighter than he is uh, an all rounder. But I guess they gave him the all rounder to make his ability cooldowns a little bit faster. So he has his blades, which I don't know if they're beam or physical, but anyways, and then for
His
his
his attack is considered a beam.
okay, so he
Yeah,
has
he's using the beam
yeah,
swords.
so he has the beam swords. Then his main range is his rifle, which is a beam rifle. Then he has his giant cannon. Oh my Jesus, that thing does a lot of hits, but I didn't build him for rage. I built him as a melee fighter. You can build him either way. I think he's really one that you can play around with. Uh, And then his last one, he uses his funnels to attack, which is physical because I guess it's going through them, and it's not really a
Oh,
projectile.
okay, okay. Let me, like best way to say this is if you guys use Quanta and you know his shield bits that he used to stab people, that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, and then his ult says it's a flurry of attacks, or unleashes a furious attack or something like that. It's just like a straight like
It's a
rush.
straight
Yeah,
dash.
just
It's
straight rush.
yeah, straight rush that deals continuous damage to anywhere in your path. So like the boss mobile suits, yeah, they'll take a lot of damage.
Yeah, they'll take a lot of damage. I prefer H3 over narrative, which is the next mobile suit.
Yeah,
But
we'll,
it'll
we'll cover
yeah,
narrative
we'll
soon
cover
enough.
narrative a little bit later. H3 I very much like. He's pretty good. Um, the only thing I would say is that you really, and I think in this entire game you really have to find the pieces in which these two DLCs, when you do it on hard mode, they give you part 9 pieces or level 9 parts. Sorry, my bad. Level 9 parts, which is really good, but like RNG is ass in this game.
Yeah,
Okay.
like even if you got something with like a decent like skill, there's always a chance of like each rarity like you of every part gives you like better stats, but also gives you whole stats compensate if you got the wrong one. Like let's say I got one for freaking like straight up melee plus 300, and then boost consumption reduction by 20, but there can always be like a negative. Like for me, I got the negative. I didn't get lucky to get like all three positive. I got the negative. My negative was literally my beam cut rate was cut in half. So literally everybody who shot me, I took way with the beam. I took way more damage. I'm like, oh god, like the trade off is there is good, but yeah, RG grind to get like the perfect freaking or at least a decent like all positive skill. It like it is tough and like for rarity 9 you have to do it in hard mode, which is can take some time,
Yeah, it
especially
is.
if you haven't like fully maxed out your mob to level 80, which I'm pretty sure everybody should, unless you're playing the game really slow. Then yeah, just take your time. You'll get
Yeah,
there. Yeah, because yeah, getting up to 80 costs an arm. Okay, to correct that, it's gonna cost both the arms, both your legs, and your firstborn child.
it takes a lot. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
think
then
it's get to level 80. I think it's like 11 million capital.
yeah, and on level 9, that's a whole different story.
90 is another.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
but
Oh
we'll
boy.
talk about level 90 when we get to EX missions. All right. So the second DLC, uh, yeah, the second DLC is Destination of Legend, where you meet Narrative Gundam or Narrative Gundam G Pack or something like that. I don't remember the full. Actually, I can just pull it up. What am I doing?
Yeah, so pretty much this is a mobile suit from the Unicorn Saga. So yeah.
Okay, Narrative Gundam C Packs. That's what it is. All right. His main stuff, his abilities and all that stuff. His main melee is a beam saber, and then he has his ranged rifle, which is his main range. His sub weapon one, he shoots out He shoots out
It's,
two projectiles from his shield, but it only hits one time, and it kind of irks me that it does that. Um,
yeah. What it's meant for is just to break the balance. Because like when I was using narrative Gundam, I was like, okay, it does the one damage, but if you see both pop, it does this. Like the second register is just registering for the balance on like boss.
and then his second sub weapon is his beam sabers, which he dual wields and like basically just
He,
spins.
he does like a slight mini combo, like a 3 to 4 hit combo. Like it's good, like it's okay, but it's could
That
be better.
that one is definitely just for breaking balance because his his normal attack only does a 3 hit combo. His special attack, when he attacks, he does a shield bash and he shoots a laser out of his shield. So if you're just mixing it like that and you're not using like dash canceling or anything like that, max he does a 5 hit combo just with his normal and special.
I mean,
Um,
you can combo it with your second sub to slightly get over 10, but it's like, God,
he is
he was
also
not he was not built to be up close and personal.
mhm. He's also not infighter. He's an all rounder. Both Age and Narrative are both all rounders, which makes sense for narrative, just so that his stuff come back. But his kit just makes him more of a sharpshooter rather than being
Yeah,
an all rounder. But like I said, it's just so his cooldowns go are slower because his like I said his sub weapon too is really good for staggering enemies. Um, Then we also have his ult, which is called Psycho Frame Light. He literally just it's like a wave of like green light just going in a straight line wherever he's facing.
face him.
It's pretty strong. Yeah, it's a ranged
Yeah,
attack, so it's kind of
yeah. Oh yeah. Also, he's one of the most with the fastest timer for his ulti as well compared to everyone else.
I don't know if he gets his because I was just thinking about it. I think he just the way that he plays gets played. Okay, I'm stuttering. The way that he gets played, he just generates more combos quickly, which is kind of weird. Um, and he's not somebody to combo with his normal attacks. You have to do a mix of his ranged and sub weapons in order to do more combos. And
Yeah, the only time you go in with him is literally when you're waiting for one of your shots to come back. That's literally it.
yeah. Okay. Don't get me wrong. If you guys can prove that he is a better infighter than he is a sharpshooter, I will hand it to you. Like, if you can prove that he's a better infighter, but like I said, he doesn't combo a lot
Yeah,
with just his regular attacks. Like with all
yeah.
the other
Like
infighters, they do hecka more attacks.
all the other infighters and all the like I'm getting compared to all the other all rounders I use. He feels slower than most. He feels a little bit slower than most, which kind of sucks.
Hmm.
And like most others, they can combo like they can combo the triangle, and then like you can combo the triangle to dash cancel, and then you can get back in. Like with him, you can do that too, except that, uh, like I said, the slow pace of his attacks makes it so like his combo will drop.
Yeah.
Because like I've used like other all rounders, freaking I've used Freedom, I use Strike Freedom, but yeah, Strike Freedom has like 2 swords, so then like every swing is gonna be like double.
Yeah. Okay.
Then uh, I've always used Quanta. Yes, Quanta also has the 3 basic square, but his triangle literally like just press triangle and it's literally freaking 8 hits. And then from there you can just combo into like either your sub weapons to a dash cancel and then just keep comboing a lot higher. But yeah, for narrative, yeah, I feel like you do have to build him as a sharpshooter. Try to give him like faster cooldown or at least like more ammo. That way he can actually keep up all the chains.
He's he's a way better. Okay, in this game, there's definitely a lot of mobile suits. There's like a lot of mobile suits, but they're really distinct in different tiers of like being able to solo, needing other people with you, and being a support. Like they're really like those three tiers are basically where all the mobile suits kind of are in this game. And I think narrative is really good at in the team aspect and being a support. He is not good to be solo. And what I mean by solo is being the last one alive. Um, because his kit just it depends. Okay, wow, God. It depends on his abilities. Which yes, if you reduct cooldown time and stuff like that, he will be really good. Which I don't have any of that because my RNG is really bad. But other than having his cooldowns and his abilities, it's not worth doing. It's not worth playing if you want to play him just using his regular combos. Like he is very, very heavily reliant on his abilities. But like I said, if you can prove
It's
me wrong, okay, you can prove me wrong.
yeah. Out of the two, like they may be both all rounders, but yeah, it feels like for age you can go straight in for melee and put a little range on them. For narrative, like yeah, put majority range or at least give him ammo and cooldown redux, and he'll be able to bounce off. Because like both their stats chart wise, even without any of the parts, like they're really like it says they're good like towards melee and all that. They're balanced out on health and everything, good boost and everything, and okay range. But yeah, like like we said, Age feels more like an infighter than he does an all rounder, and then narrative feels like a sharpshooter. Because
Hmm.
like in all honesty, they should have just made him a sharpshooter. It would have like benefit a lot more.
Yeah,
But like, I mean, it's the creators. They wanted to make him an all rounder, which is bizarre. I mean, like it would have been fine to have a sharpshooter that actually had like a melee, so because it helps.
it does. The one thing I would say, like narrative is really good at range. He is really, really good at range. I will not bash on him like that. But now that we finished talking about narrative, let's go to the mission. The mission is pretty long. Just going through the mission just has you running around a lot. Uh,
If you guys remember the mission for charge counterattack, yes, it
so
is that map.
yeah, use the
But the
same
good thing
map.
is, the good thing on hard mode is you get a lot of capital.
Yeah, you got a
Good way
ton
to
of
find
capital.
yeah, good way to find, but mission is on.
Yeah, it is gonna be. It is a little weird. Don't get me wrong. But you, both of the DLC missions, you have to fight just a lot of people in general. I think this one you have at the beginning you fight Char in his mobile armor. Then you fight two people together, which is Quebec, Cubele, and the O. Then you have to fight Sazabi. Then you have to fight the full frontals mobile armor along with the second version of that mobile armor that's only in narrative, I believe. So in total, you have to fight six bosses, and in two instances, you have to fight two of them at once.
Yeah, like the first boss, sure, but you don't worry. Each fight you get like an ally to help you out.
Hmm.
But yeah, you gotta be careful because when they start targeting you and they want you dead.
Yeah,
Holy hell.
the map is really big. The boss arenas are very big, so they can like straight up chase you and get out, chase you again, get out. Like, ugh, it's
Yeah,
interesting experience.
it's a yeah, it's a rough mission, but yeah. And yeah, throughout the mission, you have to kill ads and all that. There is at one point where you have to kill a specific enemy. If not, they will constantly keep spawning and more enemies on you that will follow you into the boss arena.
Yeah. So do also if you want to explore this is definitely the map to do it. If you really want to explore, because there's a lot of spaces and stuff you can go for like extra chests and money and stuff like that, which is really good. Yeah, that map has the most exploration. I think the story of that one is more enticing than the story in the first one, because it feels like something's actually happening there. Well, the first one it kind of just feels like you're going through the motions of fighting the mobile armors. Um, but overall, I think the DLCs did a really good job introducing the mobile suits, and also uh, having to wait for DLCs like this. Yeah, they're really fulfilling just because you had to fight like 5 or 6 bosses in each one, which is really nice. Because I would have hated it if they released like very small missions of just like one area. Um, yeah, I think that one's okay. But off of the DLCs and on to EX missions. EX missions, like my uncle said before, you have to complete every story mission on hard mode, not counting chaos missions, which is it will take a while. Don't get me wrong, but all the EX missions are basically boss rushes. Um, so in the first one, you fight like 6 mobile suits. The second one, you fight a couple. The third one, I think you fight like mobile armors or something like that. It's very much just boss after boss after boss. It's just you really have to get used to perfect guarding. If you don't have it, I don't have it on my mobile suits. Auto guard is a really good thing to use, because it'll lower the amount of damage that you will take. Another one, yeah. So you're learning the perfect guard, having the right skills, and being the right level, because you really want to hit 90 after you hit the first one, so you want to just grind a little bit, and that'll be better that way. Uh, One other thing about the EX missions, um, they also drop Part 9 and the Level 4 break. What are they called? Uncap. That's what it's called.
The
Uncaps.
uncaps,
Yeah.
so you can uncap the 90.
Yeah. Level 80 to 90, in my opinion, is a little bit underwhelming because it doesn't really boost your stats all that much. Um, yeah. It doesn't really do much to your stats. It just gets you to the level cap that you need to in order to fight the other stuff of the EX missions. There is normal mode for the EX missions, but I haven't done that. I've only done the hard ones. There should I think there are. I don't know how many EX missions. I think there's 4 of them. But I may be wrong.
If anything, it's for now, and then they'll add more later in the next week.
Yeah, they're probably gonna add more. I'm honestly hoping that every month they update this game to add more stuff, but that's kind of like a tall order.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, the EX missions, the DLCs. Yeah, I
The
think
Gundams, yeah.
yeah, I think that's about it. Well,
Oh yeah, just so you guys are wondering, like how I said in the beginning, we get Phoenix Gundam, not Unicorn Phoenix Gundam. Unicorn, freaking Phoenix Gundam that you get with with the free DLC is a sharpshooter. For those who are asking, it excels at shooting, and like all sharpshooters, it has five medkits. It was This kit is pretty much just you got you dual pistols, so you're gonna get the combos up pretty high. You got You got funnels, which you can use up to 4 times, but the recharge time on that is slow. You got your giant beam. Your second sub button is your giant shoulder beam cannons, which do refill faster than the funnels, but slower than your actual ammo. Good mobile suit. Like, in my opinion, that mobile suit should have been an all-rounder because I played the SD games, and that's literally like your first legit Gundam mobile suit that you start off with, and it's literally like an all-rounder class. But like the way that they went with the kit and all that, I can see why they went with sharpshooter. Because like a like the SD games is a turn-based game, and his kit was really balanced for everything, close range to long range. So yeah, like truth be told, like I hope they add the upgraded version of them, but they changed them to like an all-rounder or an infighter to different to, to different the two. But yeah, Phoenix Gun, Sharpshooter, Narrative, and Age 3 are all arounders, but build them how you can.
Yeah. All right. Well, we went over DLCs. We went over EX missions. If you have any questions or comments that you guys want to say, that let me know. Uh, yeah, let me know. Comment. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe because that always helps. And hopefully more SD content will come out. Well, there is gonna come out. There's gonna be 2 more DLCs. Um,
Yeah.
when it comes out, we'll
Yeah,
cover it, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
later.